USPAP Page 105 Advisory Opinion 18-1, B. Staff Appraiser D receives a VM output from a coworker who is not an appraiser. Appraiser D is requested to determine if the AVM output is credible. Given the intended use, what can Appraiser D do? Appraiser D should not express an opinion regarding value. However, the request involves an aspect of value and, therefore, Appraiser D can indicate if the AVM output is credible. USPAP includes no specific performance standards for this kind of service. However, because performing the service requires an appraiser to consider an aspect of property value, it is part of appraisal practice. Appraiser D must, therefore, ensure compliance with the ethics rule, the competency rule, and the jurisdictional exception rule. 1c. After Staff Appraiser D has received the AVM output, can she incorporate the information into the appraisal process? Yes. However, Appraiser D must be able to understand how the AVM works and determine that the information analyzed is credible and reliable. 2. Appraiser V provides residential appraisals to Client A, whose intended use is to document security for equity lines of credit. Appraiser V has determined that Orange Box AVM is sufficiently reliable to use as a tool in these appraisals. Orange Box AVM was recently used by Appraiser V on a house in a suburban single-family residential subdivision. 1.1.1.1. Client B requests Appraiser V to use Orange Box AVM alone for a relocation appraisal assignment on an identical house in the same subdivision. Can Appraiser V use Orange Box AVM alone in this relocation appraisal assignment? 1.1.5a. VM itself and the AVM output for Client A's needs may not be appropriate for Client B's needs. 1919 Client A's intended use of the appraisal is to document security for an equity line of credit. Typically, Client A's lending decision is based primarily on the homeowner's capacity to pay the debt and only secondarily on the value of the house. The reliability expectation of the value opinion needed by Client A is relatively low. 20.20.20.20. The intended use of the relocation appraisal for Client B is to develop an opinion of a sale price of the house under very specific conditions. Typically, the reliability expectation of the opinion needed by Client B is relatively high because his or her intended use involves a near-term transfer of the house, with immediate financial implications. Appraiser V must determine if Orange Box AVM's output is sufficiently reliable to meet Client B's stated expectations. 22.05.20.6.20.7.3. Appraiser A developed a regression analysis model that suggests a relationship between the size of a residence and the price per square foot of similar residences in a specific market. This relationship has been confirmed by market behavior, and the database used is believed to be reliable. Can the appraiser use the regression analysis model in other appraisal assignments of similar properties in the same market? 208.2091212213214214215215 Yes. Because the appraiser knows how the regression analysis model works, has independently tested the conclusions it provides, and believes the database is reliable. However, the appraiser must consider whether the AVM output is credible and reliable for each assignment on a case-by-case basis. 3b. Appraiser A's friend, Appraiser B, works in a different market area. Appraiser B is impressed with Appraiser A's model and wants to use the model in Appraiser B's market area. Can Appraiser B use Appraiser A's model? Yes. If Appraiser B understands how Appraiser A's model works and verifies by independent testing that the model produces reliable results in Appraiser B's market area and that the database used by Appraiser B reflects behavior in Appraiser B's market area. However, the appraiser must consider whether the AVM output 219 is credible and reliable for each assignment on a case-by-case basis. 4. A client of appraiser requests that appraiser A use Blue Box AVM. The client says, since we are only doing residential appraisals, you can skip the cost and income approach. To lower the cost of the appraisal, just use the Blue Box AVM results as the basis for your value conclusion. The client also says, Blue Box AVM makes 13 adjustments. And that is all that the appraiser needs to be concerned with. The Blue Box AVM developer feels that appraisers cannot understand this new technology and that appraisers do not need to know how the 13 adjustments are made. What should appraiser A do? 217 218 220 221 222 224 225 226 Advisory Opinions 2018-2019 edition The Appraisal Foundation 105